Pace putting doesn't need to be as hard as what you're making it. Stay tuned, let's get into the video. Hello everyone, welcome back to Below Par with myself, Joe Lovery. So in today's video then, we're going to be looking at pace putting on the green. When it comes to pace putting, so many of you out there still struggling, and there's so many drills that are really going to help you. Now what I really like about this drill that I'm going to show you today is we can break it down into 3 different sections and 3 different abilities. So you can continue to test yourself on the same drill as you get better, which I just think is amazing and actually shows you some progression, allows you to feel more confident. So let's get into the video. Just a really quick one then, there's still 95% of you watching our videos that haven't yet hit the subscribe button. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, it's completely free and we're giving you all the coaching knowledge you need to help improve your golf in 2021. So I absolutely love these for pace putting, and they're just called phantom holes. Now you can use one of these, you can even use a beer mat, a coaster, anything like that. I would highly recommend not using a hole, and the reason is you're not measuring your pace putting if you're then looking if you're holding a putt. Equally, I've seen it before, you hit a ball really hard, hits the back of the hole, jumps up, goes in. Does that count as a good weight putt? Something like this is brilliant because obviously the ball can't drop and you're measuring, does the ball stay on it? Does it go past it? Is it short of it? And you can really start to assess your pace putting. So all I've done, just in this scenario, just because I had it lined up, is I've put the Visio hole or the phantom hole on top of the actual hole. So I'm hoping it means the ball doesn't go in. Keep canning this putt. So with some editing witchcraft, I now have a pace putting drill set up in front of me. All I've done is the phantom hole I've put on top of the hole that's there to stop the ball going in. You can obviously use a bit of green, bit of carpet, whatever, doesn't even need to cover a hole. Then I have putts paced out at 10, 15 and 20 feet. A lot of people when they're pace putting are obsessed with 35, 40, 50 feet. Well, if you can't hit a 10-foot putt next to the hole, you're never going to be able to with a 40-foot putt, or at least not consistently. So let's start with knowing our 10-foot pace, our 15 and our 20, and this will help develop the 12.5, the 17.5, the 22.5. You're going to start to gauge how much harder you have to hit each putt. So let's hit a few putts together and let's explain how this drill works. So to begin with, I love hitting one ball from each cone to really get a feel for it. Now the only rule I've set myself on this is the ball has to go past the hole. I'm not even going to give myself a gauge to begin with. This is so good for beginners, just to get used to putting the ball just that little bit past the hole. So, has to go past the hole. So 3 putts there in a row, all have gone past the hole. So I could put a big tick in my pace putting there. Let's go on to a slightly more advanced version. So you can see then what I've done here is given myself an actual target now to aim in. So I'm not just looking at getting the ball past the hole, but I'm looking at the ball past the hole and inside this box. So to give you an idea, front to back is roughly 2.5 feet and width-wise is 2 feet. So this is quite a tight box from that sort of distance, but it's a little bit more challenging. So this would be the intermediate version. Let's hit a few putts, see if I can do it. Just about stayed in. So there's 3 putts from 3 different positions, and I'm noticing that the ball is staying in the boxes. So another big tick, I've completed that drill. So for those of you then that are even more advanced, let's go about hitting 3 balls from each cone, and they have to be hit in a row. From cone 1, 3 balls, all have to be in the box. Cone 2, 3 balls, all have to be in the box. Cone 3, 3 balls, all have to be in the box. And if you do that, then you complete the drill. It's just really going to help you dial in those pace putts a little bit more when you're out on the green. Now, if you're starting to complete that sort of drill, then we can start to look at something a little bit longer, 25, 30 feet. Or you could set up that originally with some extra points. But what I'd say is, if you're really struggling in that first part, where that putt of 10 feet is giving you hassle, you're not ready yet to start hitting putts of 30 plus feet. You're only going to ruin your own confidence on the putting green. Putting green is there to help give you confidence. We're going to do that by really completing these drills and feeling really comfortable from 20 feet. Suddenly it takes the pressure off your short game as well in competitions. You chip the ball to 20 feet and you know you're going to two-putt. You might even give yourself a chance of holding it if you get the pace right. Pace putting, I know, is something that is so saturated on YouTube and so many people recommending kind of putting into circles or whatever. But I think this is just a little bit different, the way you can progress it up through the levels and start to develop some confidence. First time you go, if you complete it the first time round with 3 cones, pick it up and move on. Don't wait till you've hit a bad putt. You've already completed your objective, move on. Go and practice some short putts, go and do something else. Allow that to be like, wow, I've just done that first time, that's amazing. So as I say, thank you so much for those of you who tuned in to watch today's video. Please make sure if you haven't already to hit that subscribe button. It's completely free and I'll see you all very soon.